What if the part of your home that's silently draining your money is the one place you never thought to look? If you're over 45 and you've spent years working, saving, doing your best, but still feel like peace and prosperity keep slipping through the cracks, this may be exactly what you've been missing. In the next few minutes, I'll show you a quiet corner in your home, known for centuries as the wealth corner in Feng Shui, and how it may be quietly shaping the way you experience abundance or lack. Some say it's ancient wisdom, others call it superstition. But those who've tried it often say, it changed how my home and my money felt. Have you ever felt like your home is trying to speak to you? Leave a comment below, not just to respond, but to declare your shift. Your story might be the exact sign someone else is waiting for. We're not here to rearrange furniture. We're here to realign intention. And it begins with one forgotten space that's quietly holding the energy of your self-worth. So take a slow breath, and when you're ready, let's explore where the wealth corner is in your home and what might finally be ready to shift.
You've worked your whole life, saved what you could, tried to do everything right, but maybe, deep down, there's still this quiet sense that something is blocking the flow. As if the abundance you long for can see you, but it keeps missing the door. In Feng Shui, there's a place in your home that holds this exact energy. A corner most people overlook, yet it quietly mirrors how you receive, how you feel about your worth, and how wealth, in all forms, flows towards you or away. They call it the wealth corner, and today you'll finally learn where yours is. But not just that, you'll learn what it's saying about you. So, what is this mysterious place? In ancient Feng Shui, it's called the Shun position, a space that governs not just material wealth, but your inner sense of abundance. It's not just about money. It's about how you feel when you wake up in the morning. Whether you move through life with trust or with tight shoulders and quiet anxiety. It holds the dreams you don't always name aloud, to feel supported, provided for, seen, to live without needing to fight for everything. But here's the truth. When this space is neglected, you may unconsciously feel you need to hustle harder, that there's never quite enough, that you're always just one step behind. And when it's gently activated, even in small ways, something begins to shift. In your mind, in your body, and in your life. So, how do you find it? Let's begin together, slowly. I invite you to walk to your formal front door, the one guests would naturally enter through. Stand there for a moment. Let your breath soften. Now, imagine placing a simple tic-tac-toe grid over the entire layout of your home. 9 equal squares. 3 rows, 3 columns. From where you're standing at the door, looking inward, the far left back corner of that grid is your wealth corner. Sometimes it's that simple. Maybe in your home, that's part of your dining room, or behind a shelf, or tucked into a space you've barely noticed for years. One woman I worked with had her wealth corner in the laundry area, stacked with detergent, forgotten boxes, and a broken light bulb. When I told her, she laughed and said, "Well, that explains a lot." But what if that corner doesn't exist? What if your home is oddly shaped and the far left back corner is missing entirely? Worse still, what if your wealth corner is the bathroom? It happens more often than you think. One retired school teacher I visited had exactly that. Her wealth corner was her guest toilet. She looked embarrassed, "So it's over?" she whispered. I smiled. "No," I said, "it's just sleeping. And there's always a way to gently wake it up. If your corner is missing, you can symbolically invite it back. Place a beautiful mirror on the wall where the corner would be. Mirrors expand space and reflect light. Or use a soft, warm lamp in that direction, a kind of lighthouse for abundance to return. If it's a bathroom, keep it clean and peaceful. Add a life plant, maybe a bowl of small river stones, or a framed image that reminds you of calm waters and worth. Close the door when not in use, and always set the intention, this space supports flow, not loss. But right now, maybe your home feels like too much. Too many corners, too many moving parts. That's okay. You can begin with just one room. Your bedroom, your office, even your kitchen. Stand at the door, look in. Once again, the far left back corner becomes your wealth area for that room alone. I once met a man in his 50s who lived in a small apartment caring for his elderly mother. He had no extra rooms, but he found the far left corner of his bedside table and placed a single jade stone there with intention. He later told me, "For the first time in my life, I felt like I had somewhere that was holding me up." And that's what this is really about. Not perfection, not massive redesigns, just a gentle shift in your awareness. A moment of reclaiming something you'd forgotten to care for. Later today, I invite you to walk to that place. Stand quietly. Look at what's there. Is it cluttered, stacked with laundry, a dusty box you haven't opened in years? Don't rush to clean it. Don't rush to fix it. Just look. Because when we truly see something, we begin to change our relationship with it. In Feng Shui, the most powerful shifts often begin not with what we move, but with what we notice. And maybe, just maybe, your wealth has been waiting for your attention all along. That far corner might just be the place where your life begins to open again.
There's one thing sitting quietly in your wealth corner. Not a curse, not bad luck, just a pile of things you forgot to feel. In Feng Shui, clutter is not just mess, it's memory, it's weight. It's the unfinished conversation between who you were and who you're still becoming. And if you take just one step from everything we've shared today, let it be this one. Clear the path, not just for money, but for Qi to return. Because Qi is like breath. It needs space to move. And a cluttered wealth corner is like a blocked lung. It tells the universe, this part of me is stuck. So let's begin. Not with effort, not with pressure, just with presence. You'll need 3 boxes. Label them softly. Keep, relocate, release. Now walk to your wealth corner. Stand still. Notice how it feels. Don't rush to judge. Just be with it, like you're visiting a forgotten friend. One woman I worked with, a widow in her 60s, had a cabinet in her wealth corner filled with unopened letters and faded photos from her late husband's work life. "I didn't even know what was in here anymore," she whispered. We opened it together. There were receipts, expired IDs, a broken pocket watch, but also a folded note. It simply read, "Keep going. You're stronger than you think." She cried, and then she let it go. Not him, but the weight, the quiet, unspoken grief that had blocked her ability to receive. That's what this ritual is for. So now pick up one object at a time. Hold it gently. Ask, does this make me feel light, abundant, alive? If the answer is yes, it goes in keep. If it's useful but belongs elsewhere, it's relocate. And if it's broken, unused, or tied to a heavy memory, place it in release and whisper, "Thank you. You served me. I set you free." You're not throwing away junk. You're making room for new stories to enter. Once you've chosen, we clean. This is not housekeeping. This is healing. Wipe the walls, the corners. Let the light stretch across the floor like a new beginning. Add a spoonful of sea salt to the water. Old monks believed it could absorb energy, not just dust. As you clean, breathe. Breathe like someone who has permission to unburden herself 1 square foot at a time. When it's done, don't decorate. Don't rush to place crystals or gold coins. Just stand. Stand in that cleared space like it's sacred. Close your eyes. Place one hand on your chest and one over the wealth corner, even if it's just air, and softly say, "I am open. I am ready. I welcome abundance in all its forms." Not as a wish, but as a remembering. And if tears come, let them. If nothing happens, that's okay too. The shift has already begun. It doesn't need to shout. Abundance rarely does. It just needs space. And today, you gave it that. Not by adding more, but by letting go. That's when the chi begins to move. That's when the breath comes back in. That's when the corner you forgot becomes the corner that heals.
This corner doesn't need more things. It needs a living prayer. Because the most powerful activator in Feng Shui is something quietly alive. Once you've cleared the wealth corner, once you've emptied it of what no longer serves, don't rush to fill it. Just breathe. There is a sacred pause between release and renewal. And into that stillness, we will now place the elements. In the wisdom of Feng Shui, the wealth corner is ruled by wood. Wood represents growth, upward movement, steady expansion. It is the tree pushing through soil toward the light. But even the strongest tree needs something to feed its roots. It needs water. So to truly activate this space, to awaken its ability to support your abundance, we bring together these two energies, wood and water, growth and nourishment, potential and flow. Let's begin with wood. The most living expression of this element is a healthy plant, not artificial, not forgotten in a corner, but vibrant, loved, and real. Choose one with soft, round leaves, a jade plant, a money tree, even a modest peace lily full of grace and resilience. Place it like you are welcoming a guest of quiet dignity, a guest who reminds you of the person you're becoming. Please, take care of it, water it, whisper to it if you must, because in this space, a wilting plant does more than die. It sends a message that your wealth energy is fading too. Wood can also live through textures, a smooth wooden bowl, a carved box passed down from someone you loved, even a painting with lush green forests or gentle bamboo. Let it reflect life in motion. Now, to feed the roots, we invite water. Water is the essence of abundance. It's movement, grace, and trust. It doesn't force its way, it flows. If it suits your space, place a small tabletop fountain here. Let it whisper, not roar. Like a gentle stream murmuring, there is always enough. Be sure the water flows toward the center of your home, symbolizing that wealth is arriving, not leaving. And keep it clean. Stagnant water invites stagnant chi. But maybe a fountain feels too much. Then place a painting of a quiet river, a waterfall in morning light, the sea just before dusk. Choose an image that calms your nervous system, because water energy is about emotional trust as much as material flow. Colors can help too. Deep blue, black, indigo, the hues of sacred stillness, like the night sky after rain. Even a dark ceramic bowl with smooth stones or floating petals can hold this frequency with quiet power. But here is something many overlook, a final thread of elegance: purple. Green is for growth, blue is for flow, but purple is for sovereignty. It is the color of inner royalty, of someone who no longer begs, chases, or proves, but simply receives. You don't need much: a small amethyst crystal, a deep plum cushion, a candle with a violet flame, even a scarf tucked beneath the plant pot. It is not about design. It's about reminding the space who you are. But even here, intention matters more than appearance. I once met a woman who placed a beautiful money tree in her wealth corner, proud, centered, and strong. But within weeks, the plant wilted. She was discouraged until we looked closer. It was next to a small pipe, dripping quietly. Water was there, yes, but it wasn't nourishing. It was leaking, uncontained, misaligned. When we repaired the pipe, added a mirror behind the plant, and placed a single purple scarf beneath the pot, she told me, "It finally feels like this corner is breathing again." And so am I. So now it's your turn. Place what feels true. Simple, aligned. Then step back. Stand quietly. Let your palm hover just above this corner. Close your eyes and softly say, "I activate this space with care. I invite flow. I choose growth. And I am ready to receive with dignity and with ease." Nothing more, nothing less. And as you stand there, know this: you haven't just decorated a corner, you've tended a threshold. You've whispered to the unseen, and the chi is listening.
You can place the most powerful Feng Shui symbol in your home, but if the energy underneath is stuck, it won't work. Because symbols aren't magic, they're mirrors. They amplify what's already alive, or what's quietly decaying. So before you add anything to your wealth corner, ask gently, is this space clean? Is it still? Is it loved? Only when the answer is yes do symbols become allies, whispers to the unseen, anchors for your quiet intentions. And I invite you to choose only what feels deeply meaningful to you, not because someone said it would work, but because it stirs something inside. Let's begin with one of the most ancient, the three-legged toad, or Chanchu. In Chinese tradition, Chanchu is a mythical creature who appears during full moons, bringing wealth and fortune to the home it visits. It carries a coin in its mouth, but only offers it where it feels welcomed. To honor this, place your Chanchu on a low but respectful surface, never on the floor. And make sure it faces inward, toward the center of your home, as if it's hopping in, bringing wealth with each quiet step. Never let it face out a door or window, because symbolically, it would be leaving. I once met a retired teacher named Clara. She had placed her chanchu on the windowsill, facing out. "I just thought it would enjoy the view," she said with a smile. But then her voice softened. "Lately, it feels like everything is slipping through my fingers." We turned it around, added a small green cloth under its feet like a lily pad, and Clara stood there for a while, quiet. Then she said, "It feels like it wants to stay now." And a week later, a surprise pension adjustment came through. Coincidence? Maybe. But sometimes energy simply needed to be seen again. Another timeless symbol is the 3 Chinese coins tied with a red ribbon. 3 is sacred in Feng Shui: heaven, earth, and human, past, present, future. Red activates, it awakens. You can place this small charm in your wealth corner, behind a plant, beneath a crystal, or even in a drawer, as long as your intention is clear. But you can also carry it in your wallet. One woman I guided kept hers tucked inside the billfold. On hard days, she would open her wallet, see the red thread, and remember, "I am not alone in this journey. Money comes to me with ease." And now, something even more personal. Your wealth bowl. There are no rules here, only meaning. Find a bowl that feels sacred. It could be ceramic, wood, or glass. What matters is how it feels when you hold it, like holding your own becoming. And into this bowl, place symbols that whisper abundance to you. A piece of citrine for sunlight, a polished pyrite for grounded gold, a gold coin from a journey that changed you, a smooth river stone, a handwritten note, "I welcome wealth with dignity and ease." One woman I knew, Julia, filled her bowl with sea glass, a pine cone, and a single pearl button from her mother's coat. She wore this when she walked me to every job interview. It reminds me I've always had enough. That's the point. Your wealth bowl is not a wish, it's a remembrance. Place it gently in your wealth corner, not to pull money in, but to say to the space, "I am grounded, I am growing, I am ready." Let it sit. Let it glow quietly. And from time to time, touch it. Not to ask for more, but to reconnect with enough. Because symbols don't change your life. You do. But symbols hold your hand while you do it. They remind you of the part of you that still believes in flow, that still reaches, that still dares to plant beauty in the corner you once ignored. And in that quiet belief, Qi begins to move again.
Even in a space meant for abundance, it is often not what we place, but what we overlook that quietly drains the flow. So let us pause and listen for the subtle things that might be blocking the current. First, clutter. Not just mess, but memory in disarray. When your wealth corner holds trash bins, unopened bills, laundry piles, it begins to speak the language of burden, not blessing. Second, anything that is dead, dying, or false. A wilting plant, artificial flowers covered in dust. These carry the vibration of something lost, not something rising. The third is leaking or consuming energy. If your wealth corner falls in a bathroom, be mindful. Close the door, lower the lid, contain the energy that would otherwise slip away unnoticed. And if a fireplace sits in that space, temper the flames. Too many reds, too much fire can symbolically burn the wood element, the very roots of your financial chi. Finally, be wary of what cuts and weighs down. A cactus, sharp, defensive, or heavy furniture pressing down on a space meant to rise. This is a corner of lightness, of quiet openness to receive. Let it breathe. Let it welcome, not warn. Because Feng Shui is not just placement, it is permission to let go, to choose what stays, to listen for what whispers, "This no longer belongs." You came here searching for a corner, but perhaps what you truly touched was a place in yourself, long quiet, now beginning to breathe again. The wealth corner is not just in your home, it is wherever you remember your worth, where you clear what no longer serves, where you begin to let life flow toward you. This isn't about symbols or rules. It's about relationship, to space, to self, to possibility. And if something in you feels called, perhaps now is the time to tend the quiet places within you, as gently as you would tend that far left corner. Leave a comment, not just to speak, but to declare your shift. Your reflection may be the very light someone else is waiting for. The map has been drawn. The door is open. Don't just carry this knowledge, walk with it.